Hi friends, I have a few minutes here before I take off to Shanghai. My next trip is Shanghai, Shenzhen, Bali, and then Jakarta, and back to Honolulu. Diana and I just finished 3 different classes over the course of a few weeks last night with the theme Harmony. And at the beginning of each aroma yoga sacred sound healing journey class, we ask everyone in the circle to tell us what harmony means to them. And I found myself at each different class to have a different version of what harmony means. And so there was so many myriad of definitions. I wanted to share them with you. The one that was most relevant to me last night was the idea that we have a coherence between what we say, what we do, and how we be. And that was very much a lesson for me yesterday, because living in harmony for me really means finding the right things to say at the right time. And I failed miserably yesterday when I tried to deliver a message to a friend. And it's one of those things, that you think about for ages in your mind. And so you've got all these arguments and counter arguments to it. And by the time you have the courage to approach your friend, you're just really almost like giving them an ultimatum. Because in your mind you've already argued with them or thought up all these different ways that it could turn out, and always thinking the worst. So anyway, it was not very kind, it was not very compassionate, and it came as a huge surprise to her when I myself had been thinking about it for a while. Healing my throat chakra is one of the things I'm working on, and a really strange thing happened to me 2 nights ago. And when I look back, I think of all the messages I get, and it's so clear that that was what I was trying to prevent from happening, but I just didn't listen to the messages. So the first thing that happened was I was doing a Facebook Live in my Sensible Tribe group about emotional release, and we talked about how sometimes when you have throat infections or laryngitis a few times a year, you lose your voice. It really might be talking about your throat chakra, or telling you about your throat chakra, and something needs to be healed there. So we looked up the point in our emotional release book, and the larynx point asked for Dreamcatcher essential oil blend, and the affirmation something like I express easily. I express myself easily. So we talked about how it would be interesting to use the Dreamcatcher at night, as it is a blend to help you process your emotions through your dreams, and of course receive messages as well. So I did that. I put Dreamcatcher on my throat, on my larynx, and I said I express myself easily. So next thing I knew, I woke up in the middle of the night calling out, crying out. And sometimes in your dream you want to cry out, but you can't, because it's in between the dream world and your real world, and you feel yourself in your real world not quite acting it. So I just had someone next to me that was disturbing me, probably like scratching my face or something, that I wanted to cry out. And so anyway, I woke up crying out. It was sort of guttural at first. It was like and then I thought that was powerful, and I took it as okay, it's time to speak up, and then that very day, the card I picked from my deck was Integrity. And the integrity card was really saying how to follow my truth, but with kindness and compassion to other people. That was when I reread it. When I first read it, I looked at it as, yes, I have to follow my truth. I have to speak my mind. I can't keep quiet anymore. But anyway, I screwed up. I apologized, but I have a heavy feeling in my heart because I feel like it is a friendship that I may have risked. And we'll see if she will ever forgive me for being so rude and so uncompassionate. So last night's yoga class, to go back to the definition of harmony, for me was really to find integration between my thoughts, my being, and how I act, and my words, you know. If I'm always talking about spreading love and being kind, and I'm not kind to someone, you know, how is that harmony? So I wanted to share that with you. The other definitions of harmony that I think is really beautiful is one we have talked about in our class, where we think of a symphony, an orchestra playing a symphony, and how each and every one of us is a musician in that orchestra, playing different instruments and playing different notes, but it all harmonizes into this beautiful song that really gives synergy to the sound, magnifies the sound to make it a beautiful, loud sound of music that is really harmonious to our ears. So one of the lessons from that is, you know, each and every one of us is part of that orchestra, and so if you don't play your part, it doesn't sound right. And that is a message not to play small, to play loud and clear your gift to the world. A lot of different students had the expression of harmony as finding balance. And I just had a thought about that I shared with the class last night, about how when we think about balance, we're thinking about equal proportions of equal opposites, making it neutral, maybe canceling each other out. And I invite you to think of harmony more as two very different sounds, very different types of vibration, needing to create a frequency that's higher and much more beautiful. So it's kind of a different concept. It is finding balance, but it's the harmony in that is a different visual. So we are moving. I should probably get off the phone. And I feel like I need a release from all the pent-up feelings around what I did yesterday to my friend. And the truth is, I'm so good at holding my feelings in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a really, really sad movie to watch. And then I'm just going to like cry it out. Okay. I also wanted to come on because you know how sometimes you feel like if you don't record something, you might be a very different person after. This is one of those times. I truly feel in my heart this trip is going to do something to me, and good, I hope, a transformation of sorts. And I'm going to be so different the next time I come on live here. 2 messages I got today, and you know, I'm not going to be fearful about it, and I'm just going to be watchful. But one from a friend saying, just be very cautious over the next 48 hours in your travels. Nothing to be fearful about, but just be aware. And then another friend said, just be really aware of your surroundings. Her spirit guides was telling her to tell me. So I will be very cautious. I will get off my phone and be mindful and stay present. and I will check in with you throughout my journey.